Last count, Corla. In May of 22, Fáilte Ireland launched an awareness campaign on the issue of recruitment and retention in the tourism sector. This campaign was launched in May as the busy season was just about to get underway. But with those recruitment and retention issues in mind, I'd like to ask the Minister for Tourism what proactive measures her department is taking to address and resolve the current recruitment and retention difficulties.
The latest research by Fáilte Ireland shows that while recruitment is still a significant challenge for tourism businesses, the situation is improving and employers are making positive strides. The number of vacancies across the industry has fallen from around 40,000 at the start of 2022 to around 22,000 today. Overall, positions have become less difficult to fill, while staff retention has become less difficult too. For employees, hourly rates of pay have improved, compensation for working on social hours has become more common, and job security among workers has grown. My department participates in the Tourism and Hospitality Careers Oversight Group, which brings together industry reps, state agencies, government departments and the education sector. My department and Fáilte Ireland are also working with industry and across government to ensure a coordinated approach to addressing labour and skills shortages. So, for example, in 2022, my department and Fáilte Ireland worked closely with the Department of Enterprise, Trade and Employment to ensure processing times for work permits were reduced significantly. My department of Fáilte Ireland have also worked with DETI to increase work permit application success rates by providing information sessions to industry. In 2023 and the years ahead, my department in Fáilte Ireland will continue to work with industry and recruitment experts to share best practice guidance on retention and building capability. With regard to working conditions in the sector, Fáilte Ireland's research indicates that 70% of people within the sector see tourism as a long-term career option, and around 70% of businesses surveyed indicated that they are increasing their pay and offering flexible work patterns, more stable work schedules and other benefits. Fáilte Ireland has also launched a new Employer Excellence programme to help participating businesses to improve their employer practices and enhance their reputation as excellent employers. This will help employers to drive great employee engagement, build the appeal of their workplace and to unlock greater levels of performance across their businesses. Further initiatives undertaken include a Transition Year Work Placement programme to give TY students a high-quality work placement, along with a major recruitment awareness campaign called Works for Me to encourage people of all ages to consider a career in the industry. While we look at the wider economy and the particular set of challenges facing the industry, it is clear that a collective and concerted multi-stakeholder approach to tackling these challenges is required, and that is the approach my department and I will continue to pursue.
Thank you. Thank you, Minister, and I appreciate there's a lot in that and that you have committed 15 million. But in June of last year, the Irish Examiner ran with the story with the headline, "No Quick Fix for the Hospitality Staff Shortages." And in that, Dr. Deirdre Curran, a lecturer at NUIG, who had conducted research on the industry, said that the pandemic had worsened the problems, but that there was also significant instances where staff had been emotionally and physically abused, and stressed the importance of listening to workers in the industry. I think what might add to that is that, and I know, Minister, that you yourself are hoping, or at least you're in a position to do something about it with the 9% VAT rate being retained, because I believe that if it reverts back to the 13.5%, it's going to have a significant impact and putting pressure on the hosteleries and the hospitality sector, and it probably will have the most adverse effect and impact on the employees.
Thank you, Deputy. And as I said to Deputy Munster earlier, myself and Minister Coveney will be we co-chair the Tourism and Hospitality Forum. We are convening a meeting next week with all the stakeholders. I would suspect that the 9% VAT rate will be an issue that will arise in that meeting. I have made it clear that I am in favour of the extension of the lower rate of VAT for the tourism and hospitality sector. It does ultimately lie with the Minister for Finance, but I have made it clear of my position on it. I'm acutely conscious of the challenges the sector is facing, including cost inflation as well as economic uncertainty in key tourism markets, and I'm also aware that our necessary humanitarian response to the war in Ukraine has impacted on the availability of tourism accommodation, and I will continue to work with the Minister for Finance and Cabinet colleagues in the coming weeks.
Thank you, Minister. And look, I come from County Wexford, and we host some of the country's most valuable tourism attractions, such as Hook Head, the oldest lighthouse in the world. And I think for that to continue to thrive, and particularly you mentioned our film industry, we can expect an influx of tourists given and hopefully our success rate at the Oscars, not just the fact that we have nominations. And it brings to mind, you know, Wexford in particular is heavily dependent. We employ just under 10,000 people in the tourism and hospitality sector. We have some of the finest hotels in the country. And with that, we're about to develop Duncannon Fort, where I'm from, and make significant investment, hopefully in the range of 2 to 3 million euros. But bearing in mind, Minister, all of these attractions are in rural Ireland. Many of them rural Ireland, and it is significant investment, and we need to look at how we will retain the jobs and ensure that it's viable for the employees to work in this sector, and not forgetting quickly, last Count Corla, that we are developing Rosslare Europort. It's in Wexford. It's the hub, our most direct point to Europe, and we expect an influx of hundreds of thousands of visitors in the coming year.
Minister, to conclude.
Thank you, and I know you referenced Duncannon Fort there, and I know in December of 2022 the Department of Rural and Community Development announced significant funding for Duncannon Fort through the Town and Village Renewal Scheme, and that's in recognition of the amazing attraction it is. I'm acutely aware of the tourism industry supports 250,000 jobs, and the vast majority of those are in our regions, outside the capital city, and being someone from outside the capital myself that I grew up, but within my remit, it is such a vital industry to help our towns and our villages outside the capital to thrive. So I'm acutely aware of that, and as I said, I am co-chairing the Tourism and Hospitality Forum with Minister Coveney, and as someone himself outside the capital, he is aware of the immense value of tourism and the concerns of the wider tourism ecosystem. So that is absolutely on our radar, and we will do our best to support.